Hey, Nation, Harry here, and I'm actually back home in the Seattle area after extensive conferences. It is the busy season, as we say, and I've got good news. It's going to get even more busier next week, October 13th through 16th, in wonderful Miami, Florida. It is a great time of year to go to Miami. Let me tell you. It is the first Acronis Global Cyber Summit 2019. I always like to say first annual because we're hoping they'll be back the next year and the next year and the next year. But I'm with Gaidar from Acronis. Sir, good afternoon. How are you today?
Good afternoon. I'm great. Thank you.
Okay, great. So you're the CMO. So, my question's very simple because we wanted to do a hurry up and a giddy up to get the word out for anybody who just can at the last moment attend your event. What's going on? What's the story?
Yeah, the story is simple. We see that the market is changing for data protection. So data protection in traditional sense, when we think about backup disaster recovery, is not enough anymore. You have to have security integrated. So this is what we call cyber protection, combining data protection with cybersecurity in integrated fashion. So our summit is all about kicking off all of those technologies and launching all of it to the world.
Okay, great. And I see that you have a couple of well-known keynote speakers. So Eric O'Neill, former FBI counterterrorism. Let's talk about him for a second. I've seen him speak, and I mean that as a compliment. Everybody who's going should go to this speech. You said you've worked with Eric for a couple of years.
Yeah, he was actually speaking at some of our events because a few years ago, we started to implement technology that protects against ransomware attacks. It's an integrated technology with backup based on artificial intelligence that detects the behavior of processes on the system. And if the process is trying to do something with your data that is not desirable, we can block it and recover data immediately. So we started to work with Eric, and he was presenting on our behalf and talking at our events about the threats of ransomware, because we still have to educate people on the threats of ransomware, even though it's in the news everywhere, but a lot of people think they're not going to get hit.
Yeah, and I see you have Lance Crosby. Now, folks, let me give you some context on Lance Crosby. He, in my mind's eye, is a living legend. So he was the founder of SoftLayer, and they were an early big cloud player that got acquired from IBM. He's gone on to do some other things now, StackPath. He's out of Dallas, Texas, and I don't know if you'd appreciate me saying or not, but he literally married a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. God bless him. So we can talk football too. But I'll be coming with an interview from Lance Crosby. Haven't had the pleasure to meet him in person, been connected on Facebook for years. Truly a living legend in our space. Now, quick clarification, then I want to talk about some of the specifics in the conference. So clarification, when you say cyber, and I think you've done a good job of setting this table, it's not just cyber security. You use the word cyber, but once again, data and security.
Yes, exactly. So we combine data protection with cybersecurity, and we get to cyber protection. And it's actually kind of cool name for the technology, because when you say cyber, people think about security, but when they read it, they see it's protection. So then they start thinking about, okay, cybersecurity is not enough, data protection is not enough. You have to combine them together to actually be protected.
Yeah. And Gaidar, you're a C-level executive. I believe you're the CMO. You hold some other roles inside Acronis. Sir, are you giving a speech or leading a panel? Anything you'd like to give a shout out for?
Oh, actually, I'll be joining our CEO on stage for a few things. So our CEO will present the vision, will present the direction where we're moving. We'll have great speakers and great presenters showing the products and technologies and talking about what's happening in the industry. And I'll be basically like a host of the event. I'll be summarizing sessions and just being in different places.
No, absolutely. Yeah, and when it's your own wedding, the day goes so quick. Let me tell you.
The week will fly.
Yeah. Finally, on the charity reception, I've signed up for it on the Monday night. We're at the Fontainebleau in Miami. It's just gorgeous. Can you speak towards what is the charity? What's going on?
2 years ago, we established Acronis Cyber Foundation.
Okay.
that has a goal to help to protect and spread the knowledge. And we have multiple projects. We provide IT education for inmates of Singaporean prisons because we were founded in Singapore and we have tight connections to the city-state. We work on a program on IT education for U.S. Army veterans. We do publish books, but one of the biggest projects and initiatives that we have in the foundation is building schools in developing countries. So the charity reception that we will have is all about collecting donations and building schools together with our partners, because we truly believe in that we need to bring more people together to work on those projects to really move the needle. And we committed to building at least 5 schools a year, and that's what we're doing. And we're inviting all of our partners to contribute so we can build more.
Yeah, I will bring, let me get it. Hang on. There it is. I will bring my checkbook. It literally is in the upper left-hand drawer. And I'll tell you why. I mean, it's a great cause, but I'll end on this. I didn't know the exact purpose of the charity, but my sister for over 10 years has run a Seattle-based not-for-profit that taps into the Seattle tech community, and they build schools for girls in Afghanistan. So that, you know, that's close to my heart, brother. I got the checkbook.
Yeah, actually, yeah. When you look at the pictures or videos from those events, when we open the schools and you see all those happy kids, and we build school in places where there's like no school at all. To attend a school, a little tiny kid should actually walk, or sometimes they have to walk like 100 miles. Just impossible. So people cannot learn anything. Or they have, instead of like regular classes, they just sit under the tree. And it's very difficult. It's hot and humid. It's terrible. And when they have the school, you look at them and you see how they engaged, how much they actually willing to learn is impressive. I'm about to cry now. So.
Hey, it's like I say, I'll be there with bells on, and I'll end on this because you got me thinking a little bit more about education. But something you and I know to be true, all the listeners know to be true, is that education is an economic engine, and what I mean by that is the obvious. We can point to Seattle's success, quite frankly, to the University of Washington and Seattle University. Austin, Texas can point to their tech success to the University of Texas. Boston, it goes without saying, I heard the other day like 67 colleges in Boston. Unbelievable. But there's a direct correlation, obviously, between income, education, success, growth. And so you're doing good work. And we appreciate it. So, sir, why don't we bring it to an end, folks? Look at the URL down below if you'd like to use those airline miles and those hotel miles or whatever. Get yourself down there. It starts early next week in Miami, and I have it on good authority. The humidity has left, and it's a nice time of year. So,
thank you very much.
All right, take care.
Thank you. Bye.